Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm here to show you how to make the big boy bay bracelet. Can't talk today. But this is a variation of the Ultra and the bay bracelet. It's reversible. And you can stretch it and it'll generally go back to its same position. So that's pretty nice. But you need a lot of bands to make this bracelet. You're going to need a color for your background, which is white here, color for your side fishtails, and some colors for your central color sequence. And I use 4 C-clips to finish mine off. But anyways, let's get started. You're going to start off by making your center portion, which I'm using frost bands as my background color for that. And I'm going to use the Fireworks collection as my color sequence. But to start off your bracelet, you're going to do what you did for the bay bracelet. Put your frost on your hook, pull a fireworks band through it, and pull the back band over the band closest to your hook. Then you can flip it over and untwist it. Next, you're going to add another frost band. Pull the back band over, flip it, untwist it, then you add your next colored band. Do the same thing that you've been doing. And then your final band will be a third frost band. Like that. You should have a piece that looks something like this. Now you're going to work on your next piece, which you're going to start weaving into this first piece that you just finished. So again, you're going to take a frost band, put it on your hook, then take your next color and your sequence and pull it through and knot it off. Then you're going to take the piece that you did earlier. You're going to make sure the pink parts are pointing downward, so the tips are pointing downward. And then you're going to put your hook through these 2 frost bands here. Pull the orange through it as well while it faces downward. Then you're going to knot on frost band and untwist it. Then you can flip it over and knot on another orange band. Untwist it, flip your bracelet over, put your hook through these 2 frost bands here on top of the pink, pull the orange through, and then knot on your frost band. So your bracelet looks something along the lines of this. I'm going to show you how to add another color using the same technique again, just so you guys can watch it better again. Again, take your frost and your next color, pull the next color through, pull the back over, and untwist everything. Then you take your piece that you were working on earlier, and this time when you're adding your new color, you're going to pick up the outer 2 clears, and not the center 2, just the outer 2. Put them on your hook, and then be sure to pull this neon yellow through while it's pointing downward. Then you can pull another clear frost through it and knot it off. Untwist, flip your bracelet around, then you can add your next color. Untwist it, flip your bracelet, pick up the outer two frost bands, pull the yellow through it, then knot on another frost band, and untwist. And you should have something that looks like this. Now you're going to keep going on this. If you want, you can clip these bands out on the edges here if you don't want them to like unravel, or if you don't feel comfortable leaving them like this. Or you can like safety pin them, use those little clips that people use for crocheting or knitting. Stitch markers, I think they call them. But anyways, I'm just going to keep going like this. Don't loop up the sides like you did with the bay, just leave them be or clip them. But anyways, I will finish this up and I'll come back to show you how to continue. Alright, so I'm back. Made this part long enough to fit around my wrist. And like I said, you could clip these side pieces while you work, but I just left them be. They're not gonna like, fall out unless you stretch it or anything like that. So yeah. Now I like to move on to the next part, which is adding the fishtails on the sides. So each side is exactly the same as the other side. It's pretty simple to add the fishtail. You're going to start off by taking your fishtail border color, which is mixed metallic black. And I'm going to make a cat band on my hook with it. Next, I'm just going to pull 2 black bands through it, just like that. Then I'm going to pick up the very bottom band in my sequence of little loopy-doops. This is the very bottom band here, right where I started this piece. I'm going to drag it to the middle, pull everything off your hook, drop it off, and just put the blacks back on. And then you're going to loop another black band through, pick up the outer 2 blacks, just like you would normally do in a fishtail on a hook. Then you're going to pick up your next border fuzzy color, pull it to the middle of these 4 bands, drop it off, and then pull a black band through these 4 black bands. Pick up the outer 2 blacks. And you just keep repeating this process until you've woven in all the bands on the edge on this side. I'd come back to show you how to finish it, and then the other side is basically the same exact thing again. So I'll probably go off camera for that too. But anyways, show you this last one right here. And you pull your black through after this. And yeah, you can see right here, it's all been weaving on very nicely. But like I said, I'm going to go off camera to finish this up. It's a very simple sequence, and I'll come back to show you how to finish it. Alright, so I've finished up both borders on each side. Like I said, it's the exact same thing, just finish one, you flip it over, and then you do the other side the exact same way. So you can just rewind the video for the time that for when you end up doing the other border. So I'm going to show you how to clip off your ends. Once you've finished one border and you've gotten to the point where you just pulled the last little loop hanging over onto your hook and then dropped it off, then you're going to start clipping it off. So you're just going to pull these off, but still make sure they don't unravel. Then you're just going to pick up the outer two. So now you have 2 bands on your hook instead of 4. Then you can take your clip and clip it. And I just did this on the other side with the other fishtail I did, because again, it's the same exact thing. I didn't think I should have to show you twice. But anyways, that's what they should look like. And then in the center, you're going to clip 2 bands just like I did over here. And I made this C-clip frosty by using a nail file to file it down until it was a frosty tone. I got the idea from Looming by Anna on Instagram. But anyways, to do this, you're going to see the 4 frost bands here. And you're just going to pick up the outer 2 like you were doing when you were continuing on your little chain of stuff. Then you're going to take another clip and just clip it right here. And now it should look something like this. I decided to use appropriately colored C-clips to match the section I was clipping. And then after you do this, you're going to notice these 2 bracelets look a bit different because this one has some loops over on one side and then fishtails on the other. And this one isn't really reversible, it's the same on both sides. Now you can leave it like this if it's your preference, but if you want it to be like this, then what you're going to do is you're just going to want to just sort of pull it in a way that the frost bands start crossing over the fishtail, just by like rotating the fishtail a little bit. So it looks something like this. And your clip should be facing this way instead of like this clip right here, the inner clips. And then when you go on the other side, it should look something like this with the fishtail on top. And then you can do the same thing on the other side, since I'm assuming you don't want one of these to be flipped and the other one not. And you're going to make sure you do it the same way that you did the other side, making sure that the loopy edges are on the same side of the bracelet. Again, you just kind of got to rotate it a little bit. Pull it outward. You can also push these colored bands back out of the way while you do this. That might help. And then a good stretch might help. You can stretch this bracelet like I said. But anyways, I'm pretty sure that's done it for now. Wearing it, of course, will probably also have a better effect once you wear it. But anyways, now that I've done that, I can show you how to clip the ends. So you're just going to take your clips. The black ones are the outer edged clips for the borders. They will be facing upward, like the line edge will be facing upward, if you get what I'm talking about. So you're just going to find that cap band and clip it. And make sure your fishtail isn't twisted while you do this. It might be slightly different because you had the whole pulling, turning out thing that you just did. And then for your center 2 colors, just going to take your clip and you're going to clip these colored bands for your central color sequence that seem to be sort of sticking out right now. Like that. And these clips should be facing sideways like this. And then you can do the same thing with the one underneath. Clipping the colored bands. Like that. And then you can repeat the same thing that you did with the other black border right here. You can just find that cap band, make sure that your fishtail isn't twisted or anything weird like that, and then clip your cap band. there's your bracelet. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.